Hello everyone and welcome back to another Wizard101 video. Today I'm going to go over another recommendation I got in my Discord. So again, if you want to leave a video idea in my Discord, go ahead and join it and leave one there. I'm much more likely to see it there than in my comment section, so make sure to do that. Today I was given the video idea to explain how to power quest effectively and the reasons why you would do power questing. So let's get into it. Now, before we go into why you do it, what is power questing? Well, there's two main forms of power questing that I've found. There is taking a low level wizard and then questing them with a higher level wizard. So say I wanted to make a new fire wizard and then I quested them up with my death wizard, or you quest two characters both starting from low level all the way up. Both would be considered power questing, just one is technically more power questing, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, but you'll understand what I mean. So let's go over the requirements for this. First off, this is big, is that you are going to need two accounts. There is no physical way to power quest one account. What you're doing when power questing is having two accounts open at the same time and then questing them both together. Now, obviously most people have two accounts. If you played this game for a long time, you probably have two accounts, but if not, you need to make a second account to actually power quest. So there is that, and this one is more a recommendation than anything. A bigger monitor isn't required, but it is much preferred over a smaller monitor. The reason for this is that the actual method of power questing is to have the windows side by side, and if you don't have a big monitor, that can get really ugly really fast. It is possible. I've had a friend who did it on a 1336 by 768 resolution monitor or whatever, which is really grossly small. So it is possible to do it on a small monitor, but it is much more preferred. I could even do it on a regular 1920 by 1080 monitor. Really easy. So now that that's out of the way, let's get into how to do it. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to sign on to an account, like for example, this account, my Death Wizard. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to turn full screen off, and then you're going to select the resolution at a smaller resolution than your main monitor size. So for example, I have a 4K monitor. So what I'm going to do is instead of setting it at the 2560 by 1440, I'm going to set it to 1920 by 1080. Now you want to turn full screen off. Now, to you, nothing has changed. To me, everything looks smaller, so let me get in my display capture so you can see it. This is what I am currently seeing. So I see this at a smaller resolution here. I see my second account. Now that you have this here, that's when you want to open your second account. Also, if you didn't know, and this is really easily figured out, but I figured I'd mention it anyway, you cannot open the Wiz launcher twice, so you have to log in, open the Wiz, and then open the Wiz launcher again and log in with your other account. And then once you do that, you can see I like to drag it so it's like this. So say I was power questing up this random life I have. I would sign into this life. One thing I would definitely recommend doing if you don't immediately do it is to turn off the sounds on one of them, because otherwise you are going to get a headache from what you're doing. So then now that you're on this life, you can see here I can move them around, follow them in the quest, and teleport on my death when I need to, and I just move back and forth like this. It's a really easy way to quest up a wizard. I would definitely recommend it for power questing. Super easy, and it's the best way to get a low level up extremely fast. If you're doing two of the same quest, this is where you're going to want more recommendations on how to speed things up, really, because if you have two on the same quest, it can get a bit dicey. For example, I have both my fire on this account and my myth on this account who are questing together. I was questing with my friend. He was also questing on two, and you can see we're both on the same quest. And the easiest way I would say to keep up with these is to have one designated actual walking person. So for example, my fire has a 50% mount, so I always walk around on my fire, and then once he actually reaches the destination, I teleport on my myth, and I tend to do that a lot. And then what I'll do, and this is a big thing, is I have a designated marker as well. So if I need to go back to somewhere, I'll leave a mark location on my myth, You know, I go do the fight with my fire, teleport, then I teleport back using the mark, and then I teleport on my fire. Just an easy way to kind of logically know how things work. Now, another big thing is going to be walking, because some dungeons you need to walk both characters at the same time because there's no teleport inside the dungeon. There's a real easy way to do this. Now, if you've never known, you can actually go AFK in this game by pressing D and Shift at the same time. It'll keep spinning, and it's pretty easy to get used to. You just press D, Shift at the same time, and then let go of both of them, and your character will spin. Well, this can also be useful for something else. It can also be used to auto walk. So what I like to do is, and this takes some time to get used to, trust me, I'm going to show you. You're going to be a bit, it's going to look a bit strange at first, but you'll get used to it. You walk on one, you walk on the other, and you can see both of them are walking now. And then what I do is I constantly switch back and forth and micromanage between the two. This allows me to actually walk through a dungeon with both of them at the same time, decently fast, instead of walking one and then having to wait 2 minutes for the other one to walk all the way through the dungeon. Trust me when I say this gets really helpful for no teleport dungeons. If you can teleport in the dungeons, you don't have to do this, but obviously there is a significant amount of dungeons, especially Arc 2, that you cannot teleport in. Now we're going to move on to the final recommendation I have for power questing, actually, which is knowing how to deck setup. So for example, if you're power questing a low level on a high wizard, there is absolutely no reason to include big spells in your deck. What I mean by this is that every time I've power quested, all I do is I'll put Meteor Strike in a deck, and then I'll spam Meteor Strike. This should be fine to kill literally every single enemy, all the way through Dragonspire, all the way up to Celestia, and then from there you still just spam your 4-pip spell, and you will kill just about any boss within 2 or 3 of them, all the way up to Avalon. Avalon is when I probably would start using a boss deck on my wizards, you know, giving them actual spells to use, and then I use 7-pip spells, and then, and this is important as well, for the lower level, you're going to want things to support your higher level. You don't just want to sit there useless, so bring stuff like Faints, bring stuff like Blades if you can, Elemental Blades maybe, Spirit Blades, whatever you're helping yourself quest up with, use that to effectively quest them up. Obviously, power questing isn't for everyone, not everyone's going to like it, but it can be extremely useful when getting a low level through the game, or getting 2 characters at the same time through the game, which is much better than, you know, say, questing my Myth all the way through Chrysalis, and then questing my Fire all the way through Chrysalis. That's painful. Why do that when I could do 2 at the same time? And this is the easiest way to do it. I would say you can actually leave both windows in borderless full screen if you want. You can do that and then Alt-Tab between the two. If you don't know, Alt-Tab will switch windows. You can hold down Alt and then press Tab and cycle through, but usually you just need to press it once and you can go back and forth. If you want, you can keep both screens on borderless full screen. You can't actually see me switching between the two because OBS doesn't actually detect that, but this will be a method if you want to keep the window really large, if you can't see something, or if you have a low res monitor. But I personally prefer the turning off full screen one. But that's really it for today. That's the best methods I know of power questing, everything I do when power questing. Let me know if you have any recommendations in the comments below, and I swear to God, if one of you puts just use cheat engine 3-head, I'm going to be mad. I can't tell people to use cheat engine in a game. Thank you. I get so angry every time I see one of those comments. Like, I'm like, how to drastically speed up questing in Wizard101, and then someone's like, just use cheat engine. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll just tell my audience to just use cheat engine, of course. But I digress. That's it for today. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like, hit the sub button. Go support me financially on Patreon, and join my Discord server. We have a fun time over there, and you can leave me video recommendations. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching. Adios.